Real Madrid won, Atleti won. The result which Barcelona fans wanted, they pretty much got it. The most ideal result for them was a 1-1 draw, and they managed to get it. Disappointing result for Real Madrid. There was moments where we could have lost this game in the first half, early in the first half, and there was moments where we could have actually won it towards the end of the second half. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. Before we start, you guys already know what to do. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to, of course, comment your own thoughts about the game and what you guys felt about the game and what you guys took away from the game. And, of course, we're not going to finish this video by not doing the match ratings, the best player of the match, and for me, the Haywan of the match. Let's go straight into it. This is how Real Madrid lined up. They lined up with a 4-3-3, something which they've been doing a lot this season, with Thibaut, Lucas, Tchouameni, Raul, Fran, Dani, Fede, Jude, Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. And the first 45 minutes was arguably the most pathetic first half performance I've seen from Real Madrid so far this season, and it kind of speaks volumes because I think I've said it so many times this season. I think I've said it in over 10 match reviews, over 15 match reviews so far this season, where I've always said this is the worst first half, this is the worst first half, this is the worst first half, this is the worst half. And I feel like with every game, Real Madrid just tells everyone, you know what, let's top it, let's top it, let's top it. And today was no different. Today was absolutely no different. Today was perfecting that first half. We gave Atleti pretty much all the respect. We literally told Atleti, you guys are much better than us. We made Simeone look like Pep. The way first half was and the way he outclassed him tactically, physically, the players, the running, everything. It was so easy for Atleti to attack us. There was no unity in that back line and that midfield. There was no one pressing, no one's helping, no one doing anything. The first half was pathetic for Real Madrid. The only person in the first half who actually wanted to do something, and the only person who was trying to do something was Rodrigo. Everyone wasn't moving at all. Mbappe was standing still. Vinny was standing still. The midfield was trying their best, but when they looked up, when Fede and Ceballos and Jude Bellingham looked up, who did they look at? They looked at Mbappe and Vinny just standing in the same position and not moving around. And this is what is the midfielder supposed to do at that position? Now look at Barcelona. Let's turn around to Barcelona. When Frankie looks up, when Pedri looks up, what does he look? He looks like Lamine Yamal, looks like Rafinha, Ferran Torres, Fermin Lopez just running, creating movement, whether that's behind the defense, whether that's in creating pass lanes, which makes the defenders to second guess. In the first half, Jimenez and Longley, they did not need to think. They did not need to be on that pitch because it was so easy to defend against us, and at the same time, it was so easy to attack us in that first half. And I kind of knew. I said it in my watch along, and when I was talking about the first time review, I said, "Fam, what are we expecting in the second half? Are we expecting Carlo to basically tell the players how to do it? Are we expecting Carlo to tactically come with a strategy in that second half? No, it was going to be another miracle, another Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu miracle. It was going to come down to the players saving and coming down to individual brilliance and coming down to the players just having some self-awareness and saying to themselves, you know what, we can't afford to lose this game. We can't afford to lose every single big game at home. We lost against Milan at home. We lost against Barcelona at home. We can't afford to lose again another game at home. Every home performance against a big team, we've showcased pathetic football. In the second half, Real Madrid started with a lot of momentum, a lot of tempo. I think the players actually said to themselves, you know what, let's just go back to first gear. Let's go back to what we know. And straight away, it started with who? It started with Rodrigo. Rodrigo was the reason. Rodrigo was the catalyst. Rodrigo was the catalyst of the spark going forward. And he was our only answer going forward. Atletico could have made it 2-0. They didn't make it 2-0. Rodrigo literally, this is how the goal started. Like, people look at Mbappe's goal and Mbappe's finish, and of course talk about the finish itself. But how did everything start off with? It started with Rodrigo intercepting the ball in his own box. In his own box. People forget that. In his own box, he intercepted the ball. He ran, he carried, and Galan tried several times to pull him down, tried like 3 times. Rodrigo didn't care, bro. He stood his ground. He tried his best to stand his ground. From here, imagine from there, his shirt got pulled. From here, he kept trying, and the moment he got to his own half, Galan literally pulled him down, got his yellow card. And what happened after that? Vasquez took a quick free kick. Rodrigo, again, out of nowhere. This doesn't come down to tactics. It doesn't come down to system. It doesn't come down to Real Madrid forming a strategy between the players. It doesn't. It just comes down to one person creating something out of nothing. And this has been Real Madrid this whole season, as you guys know. Rodrigo, out of nowhere, goes past one person, cooks Galan, and Galan was never going to pull him down because of the fact that he was already on a yellow card. He goes down, finds a great low cross. Jude got intercepted, and then Mbappe with a fast time finish to make it 1-1. And from there, the momentum, you could feel the momentum was on Real Madrid's side. You could feel like, you know what, this was going to be another special second half remontada, the same way Real Madrid did it this season. And literally moments after that, they hit the crossbar. Great cross. This is finally the moment we scored the first half. Vinny decided to wake up as well, because the first 55 minutes he was literally invincible. Like he was nowhere to be seen. He was isolated. You could barely see him on the ball. Finally, he woke up in the last 30 minutes of the second half. He created the chance. He had his own chance as well. The chance which hit the crossbar with Jude Bellingham, created 2 other chances. And the second half, we did a little bit better. And the moment you knew Atleti decided, you know what, the game, let's not chase the game. Let's not try to go for the win. The moment Atleti decided, I'm more than happy just to take a point and just leave their stadium, was when Samuel Lino went off and when Simeone went off. Both the left wing and the right wing are the two of the biggest threat of Atleti's threat on the left-hand side and right-hand side. The moment both of them went off, the moment Koke came on and Ronaldo came on for Galan, because Galan was basically about to get red carded, and the moment those Molina came on, you kind of knew Atleti was going to go on the defending arc, just park the bus and just wait for the counter, hit them on a counter, and they were never going to try and create, because the first half they attacked with numbers and then they attacked with intent, and it helped having the pace of both Lino and Simeone. But when both players went out, you kind of got the impression Atleti was more than happy to get the point. We from there didn't really seem like a team to beat that low block, because we didn't. We couldn't. The moment we had chances before they made the subs, after they made the subs, I can't think of a great chance we had. That the Vinny chance came when the place was there. The Jude crossbar came when they were there. We didn't create any sort of chances after that. And the subs that we made of Camavinga coming on, Luka Modric coming on, but the one sub that annoyed me, that pissed me off, when there was about 5 minutes to go, I think 85th minute, 86th minute, we take out our best player, Rodrigo. What's the point of taking out Rodrigo? Taking out Rodrigo makes absolutely no point, because he was the only one that was actually trying to do something. He was the only one that was actually on a good form. Every time he got the ball, you felt like something was going to happen. You decide to take him out for what? But overall, yes, the second half is a bit reassuring, but we've said this so many times this season. We always react. We always react in the second half. We try to turn around because the players feel embarrassed after what they've dropped in the first half. It's either we do well in the first half, bad in the second half, or bad in the second half, or good in the first half, or good in the second half. Like it's been the story of Real Madrid so far this season. And at one point, whether this becomes sustainable or not, it will reach a point where we can't keep doing this. It's not like something's going to change. It's not like I feel like next game is going to be something different. It's not like I feel it's going to be easier, because it's been like this whole season. Playing against Real Madrid is easy. Attacking Real Madrid is easy because they leave so much space in behind. There's no defensive shape. There's no defensive strategy in how they defend with numbers. And going forward, it's easy to defend against Real Madrid if you just close the middle and just make sure you double team, whether on the left-hand side or right-hand side. It's so easy to defend against us and attack against us. And at the moment, it's working because we're in the Champions League playoffs. We're still technically first in the league. But every big team who's played against us has taken advantage on us, because if you have a good manager and if you know what to do, you kind of get the impression that they will beat us. Like, I was being hopeful. The only reason why I predicted 3-1 before the game started in my preview video is because of the fact I felt like the players would turn around. I felt like the players would maybe say to themselves, you know what, this is a big game, let's turn it up and let's actually showcase what we can do. And they did it. They did it in the second half, and we nearly won in the second half. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, we always rely on the players. We always rely on individual brilliance. We always rely if this person does this, if this person steps up, if this person carries. It's always this. And this has been Real Madrid in terms of the front line. When have we ever got a moment or a game where all three of them perform well at the same time? Like, every game, there's always going to be one person or two people doing well. Today's game, it was Rodrigo only. Mbappe wasn't that there. I mean, listen, let's talk about, speaking of Mbappe and speaking of Vinny, let's talk about the individual performances and let's talk about the match rating for each person. With Thibaut was, to be fair, he made one or two saves, but other than that, he had nothing really much to do, beside, of course, the penalty and everything. I'll just give Thibaut again. It's just a performance where we didn't really need much of him. Lucas Vazquez, as much. I mean, first half he got cooked. First half he got cooked. And what annoyed me, speaking of the first half, what annoyed me is that we had over 35 attacks. You know what? I'll talk about it individually. I'll talk about. Actually, let's say it now. In the first half, there was a stat that came out from being Sport where Real Madrid attacked 37, 38 times on the right-hand side, and we only attacked 9 times on the left-hand side. And again, you can blame it on Vinny. I can play devil advocate on this situation twice. I can play devil advocate on the fact that Vinny should have maybe moved centrally, should have maybe tracked back, should have maybe tried to create, make it different, maybe move, get the ball, do something different. Or I can play devil advocate and say, Vinny, why the hell did you just stand still in the byline and wait for the ball to come to you? But this is what I don't understand. When you attack 38 times on the right-hand side, and Rodrigo gets most of it, and you get no luck because sometimes Rodrigo goes on the left. Why is it that the ball doesn't go on the left-hand side? Why is it that we can't? Let's now maybe try to attack on the left-hand side. Let's maybe give Atleti something different, something new, something thing. Why is it always right? If it's not working the first time, second time, 3 times, 4 times, bear in mind the first half, we created nothing from the right-hand side. At least now, go on the left-hand side and see how it is. It makes no sense. And whenever Lucas Vazquez got in the first half, on the right-hand side by himself, or in the second half, he didn't do nothing with it. Lucas Vazquez is there for leadership and is there for his attacking ability in terms of going forward and creating a difference in the final third. But we saw no different in the final third. We saw absolutely no difference. And defensively, he's a liability because of positioning. I mean, wallah, bro, it's the same every single time, fam. It's the same every single time. Tchouaméni, I think, was good. I think Tchouaméni, he was very unfortunate with the penalty. For me, it's not a penalty. I made it very clear in the watch along that for me, it's kind of disgraceful how they counted that as a penalty. It's kind of I don't understand it. I know he stepped on Lino. I know in terms of the rules, he stepped on Lino. But you have to bear in mind him going to the VAR. That's the reason why he didn't say it's a penalty from the first initial look. And he had to go to the VAR. He went to the VAR. And what pissed me off about the VAR is that they concentrate and they focus on one picture. One picture. They didn't show the full clip. It was just one picture. And that was the picture when Tchouaméni stepped on Lino's foot. And it's easy to say it's a penalty because there's no context to it. But the ball went away from Lino. It went past Lino. So Lino had no sort of danger and was no threat to that attack because that attack was no longer active because of the fact that Lino's ball, it went out. So Tchouaméni fouling Lino, yes, it's a foul, but it was completely away from the ball itself. Lino wasn't going to get the ball. He wasn't going to go after the ball. He didn't have the ball. So Lino was no threat and was in no possession in terms of the ball. So in terms of context, that is not a penalty because the ball was nowhere near Lino. It was nowhere near Lino. But you looking at one pick, it makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. Such a stupid penalty. Other than that, I felt like he had a decent game. I didn't feel like he made any sort of bad decisions, and I think he managed to control Griezmann and Alvarez pretty well. Like beside the penalty and beside the first couple of maybe whenever they attacked, Atleti had no cutting edge. Atleti, they attacked with numbers, and every attack in the first half felt like they were creating something. But Atleti, they lacked the final touch and they lacked the final pass. The final pass was missing. And in terms of Tchouaméni, I would say he got 6.5. I wasn't really displeased with it. Raul for me was our best defender. I think he made the best tackles. I think he read it well, intercepted well. Great recovery in the first half and second half, and it's kind of good that he's becoming that type of player now that we can rely on him. We're looking at him and we can rely on him to step up every single time now, which is very good to see, because when Alaba comes back, I still want Raul to start. When Rudiger comes back, I still want Raul to start. I think Raul has now deserved and has shown every single Real Madrid fan that he's got everything what it takes to be a starting centre-back for this team. Like, you look at the games that he's been playing against different type of strikers, different profiles, physical strikers, high intelligence strikers, every kind of striker, he's actually matched up well with them. And I didn't think like he got mismatched in any shape or way, even the toughest games. Like, I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do against Barcelona now, to see, because so far he hasn't played against Barcelona. So far the 2 games he hasn't played against Barcelona. But I think Barcelona's going to be a good test for him to see how far he can really go. So let's see. But for me, this game, he did well. Fran Garcia was hit and miss. And I think it's a bit disappointing because it's always hit and miss. I think the first half he got isolated in the first half with Simeone being there, and going forward he didn't support. He didn't create any sort of attacking outlet in the first half. The only time he did create an attacking outlet, he had that cross which literally was so easy for Oblak to pretty much catch. In the second half, I think he picked up a little bit. It's because the team did better as a collective. Other than that, I didn't think he was any sort of different and any sort of positive. I'm gonna give him a 6. Ceballos, I think, was active. He was there. I think he was very involved in terms of getting the ball, in terms of winning the ball back. Going forward, he made the passes, and I think he was very energetic. I think I was kind of happy with his performance, and I think he keeps performing at that level. Fede Valverde, I mean, again, as usual, it's Fede Valverde. I mean, once again, like I said, at this point, we have to normalize what Fede Valverde does on the pitch, because is as good. Jude Bellingham, I'm going to be so real. I've got mixed feelings about his performance. I think he's done well on a defensive end. Defensively, he was there. Going forward, I kind of feel disappointed. And I kind of do it. I kind of feel disappointed in 2 kind of ways. One, because the fact there was no intent with his attack, like with his ball carries, his progression. He was unfortunate not to score with that header. Sometimes when he got the ball and he carried it, yes, sometimes he carried it with intent. Sometimes he carried it with the support of his teammate moving for him. But when his teammate wasn't moving for him, it was difficult for him to penetrate through the midfield, which is something that he loves to do. So I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, there was moments in the first half where his passing was missing, his runs was missing. It wasn't really there. I think with Jude, I'm going to give him a 7. I think him and Ceballos had similar type of games. I think Fede was our best midfielder. I'm gonna leave Rodrigo to the end. Vinny, first half was non-existent. First half, he was nowhere to be seen. First half, wallah, I didn't see anything from him. And the second half, he picked up when the team did better, and we finally gave the ball to him. And that's why I said in the first 60 minutes, you can blame it on Vinny, the fact that he never got the ball. You can blame it on Vinny because he was non-existent. He wasn't helping. He wasn't showing anything. He was just standing still. But at the same time, you kind of look at it as because he never got the ball. He only touched the ball about 7-8 times that first half, which is way too low for your best player in terms of one of your best players. So the fact that one of your best players only touched the ball in the first half 8 times, that's no excuses for that. It's not good enough. You have to give him the ball. The second half, when he got the ball, yes, he beat Llorente about 3 or 4 times. He went to the byline, crossed a couple times, which led to a Rodrigo shot outside the box, which led to the Jude Bellingham header, which hit the bar, which led to the Mbappe chance. So he did create, but at the same time, Why did we not do that early in the first half? Why did we do that? By the same time, he did lose the ball a couple of times. It wasn't the best of performances. So for Vinny, I'll give him a 6.5. I'm hesitant to give him a 7. Mbappe is the same. I know he scored. It's the same. It's the exact same performance as Vinny. He was our best player. I hear it now. Don't forget the R. I hear it. Wallah, you've got every right. And what annoys me now, you need to have the same respect as the other players. Carlo needs to give you the same exact respect as the way he does to Vinny and Mbappe. Because the fact that you are now being the person sacrificed when we need to bring someone off the bench, fresh legs off the bench. I don't want it to be you. Because honestly speaking, you are our only attacking outlet. You are our only. The fact that you never won man of the match pisses me off. They gave it to Alvarez because of one penalty. But honestly speaking, the person who created, the person who tried, the person who was the only threat going forward for Real Madrid was him. Every attack started from him. Everything was designed by him. Everything that Real Madrid tried to do, not because of his system, because of individual brilliance, was because of him. He was the only one that actually worked hard. He was the only one that felt like wanted to win. And honestly speaking, he now deserves the respect. He now deserves to have the same power that the others. I don't want you to look at Rodrigo as an outcast now. Because I think he showed enough now this season when the other so-called the big three, which is the big three is them three. There's a reason why he said don't forget the R. And now I hear it. Every game, most of the game now, I'm the one saving you, man. But I don't get the respect. I don't get the appreciation. I'm not on the stat sheet. I'm not on the score sheet. When Vinny's not there, I go on the right-hand side. When the whole team is there, I go on the right-hand side. I'm getting sacrificed. So I hear it now. Trust me, I'm not forgetting the R. But in terms of the Haywan of the match, for me, it goes to Carlo Ancelotti. It goes to Carlo Ancelotti for the bad subs he made. The subs made no sense. Why are you waiting to the 80th minute to make your first sub? You literally waited the 80th minute. What kind of impact do you think they're going to have with 10 minutes to go? And what kind of impact do you think Brahim Diaz is going to have with 3 minutes to go? Why did Vinny not go out? Why did Endrick not come on sooner? Why is it your subs is so predictable? I literally said it in my halftime review. I said it in the second half. Expect Madrid to come on, Vasquez to go off, Brahim Diaz to come on. I literally all three things happened. Madrid came on, Vasquez went off, Fede went on the right back position, and then Brahim Diaz came on for Rodrigo. It was so predictable. But like I said, what this does do, this now gives Barcelona the chance. If they beat tomorrow Seville, this is what it gives them. It puts them on 48 points. 48 points. 2 points away from Madrid, 1 point away from Atletico. This result was the perfect result for Barcelona. It literally was the perfect result. It literally gave them, here you go. The league title, you won it, here you go. It literally gave them the league title. Not the league title. You want back to the league title, here you go. You want back to the race, here you go. Put down in the comments what you guys felt. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Barcelona, Seville. I'm sure Barcelona's going to get... I'm sure Barcelona is not going to blow this chance away. Because every time this season, when Real Madrid drop points, they have won. Let's see. We have now dropped points. Atletico dropped points. I'm sure it's going to be 3-0 Barcelona within the first 30 minutes of tomorrow's Seville game. I'm so sure.